Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. कोणाचं आहे? दगडे का? हां, त्यांना बाहेर जा, त्यांना म्हणावं मम्मी लेक्चर घेतीये, तिला नंतर मी सांगतो तुम्हाला कॉल करायला. Yes, can you see the screen? Hello, can you see the screen, students?
Yes, Yes, ma'am. ma'am.
Yeah. So this subject is 210 qualitative research methods, and this is university level subject, 2 credits subject. Okay, so university level subject means directly university will conduct your examination, and there will be no internal evaluation will be carried out for this subject. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this subject is qualitative research methods. Now in this particular subject you must have studied, like Rohan sir might have taught you business research methods, right? What is research? What are different types of research? Yes, in the first semester you had no business research methods.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, hota na
Yes, yes.
subject. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So can anybody tell me what do you mean by research? When we say we are doing research, what are we doing exactly? Hmm? We identify problem, we investigate, we undertake the study, we collect the information, we collect the data regarding that particular issue or problem, and then we, through our data collection, then we try to come out with the solution for that research problem. Okay, and then there are various types of research methods that we use for conducting the research. Okay, so it is actually identifying or coming out something new. Okay, so there are different types of research. Pure research is there, applied research is there. So likewise there is qualitative and quantitative research is also there. Okay, that is one type of classification. So this subject is qualitative research methods. Okay, so I'll be telling you about what is research, what are different characteristics, and what are types. Okay, but let me first share with you what is this subject all about and what we are going to study in this subject. Okay, so the first topic is qualitative research. So this is the basic topic which will give us the basic understanding about what do you mean by qualitative research, what are the why there is a need of qualitative research, what are its characteristics, limitations, and then various types of research, like what is qualitative and what is quantitative research, how they are related with each other. Okay, and then various methods are there for this research design. Okay, so second chapter is qualitative research design. So in this qualitative research design we are going to study case studies, comparative studies, longitudinal studies. So different types that come under qualitative research that we are going to study in this second chapter. Okay, then for this qualitative research, what are different sampling techniques that we use? Okay, so qualitative research sampling techniques are there that we will be studying. Then purposive sampling is there, theoretical sampling is there. Okay, so that we are going to study. Then the third chapter is qualitative research methods. Okay, this is very important chapter. This is the main chapter of this particular subject. In this chapter, we will study different types or methods of qualitative research. Okay, so how do we conduct the qualitative research? So there are different methods: focused interview, semi-standardized interview, problem-centered interview, expert interview, focus groups, observation, ethnography, grounded theory. So all these methods we are going to study in this third chapter. Okay, the method to conduct qualitative research that we will be studying. The next is chapter number 4, that is projective techniques. So when we talk about qualitative research studies, there are various projective techniques for projecting the result of qualitative study. So that we are going to study, and for projective techniques also there are various types of projective techniques which are associated with qualitative research that we are going to study in detail. And then the last topic is quality criteria in qualitative research. Okay, so whenever we are talking about research, qualitative research, what are the criteria for qualitative research we use? Okay, there are certain characteristics. Suppose the research has to be reliable, the research has to have the validity, the research must be objective. Okay, the research has certain criteria, there has to be a theory related to it. So all these are the criteria, quality criteria, which define the qualitative research. Okay, so that we are going to study in topic number 5. Okay, so this is your subject. Okay, the contents of the subject, right? And these are the books. Okay, see, An Introduction to Qualitative Research, UFLIC, 4th edition, Sage publication. And then Research Methods in Social Science. Okay, Somek and Levin, 5th edition. Okay, both books are Sage publication. So these, I think these are available in the library. If they are not available in the library, you can give the requisition to librarian Shreya madam about this book. But I think this second book I saw in the library, Research Methods in Social Science. Okay, because social science, when it comes to social science, all types of researches that are conducted under the social sciences, these are called as qualitative research. Okay, and there are reference books also. These are the reference books. Okay, so you try to find the I will try to find the e-copy of these books. If I find the e-copy of these books, I will share with you all. Fine. So have you understood what we are going to study in this particular subject? Yes? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So I'll close this. Yes, can you see the slide? Qualitative research methods. Slide number 1. Hello students, can you see my slide number 1? Qualitative research methods.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Yeah.
On screen.
Yes. Fine. So before going into the topic, first we have to understand the meaning of research, and then we will understand, what are different types and what are the characteristics. Okay. So qualitative research methods. So in this, uh, today's session, we will study what is research, what are different types of research, the nature of quantitative and qualitative research, characteristics and limitations of qualitative research, and ethics in qualitative research. Okay. Now, what do you mean by research? Okay. Search is nothing but we try to find out something. Okay. And then research is, again, we are taking out in-depth study. Okay. We do in-depth study and identify the problems in the organization, in the society, and then we try to come up with the solution for that particular problem. Okay. And for this, a thorough study is undertaken by the researcher. So the definition as such, okay, so when we talking about research, there are various aspects of research. There is a definition, there are characteristics, quantitative, qualitative research associated with various examples. So what is research? What is the definition says? So this is the definition. Research is a process of systematic inquiry that entails collection of data, documentation of critical information, and analysis and interpretation of that data and information in accordance with suitable methodologies set by specific professional fields and academic disciplines. Okay. So what is it? It is a systematic inquiry. Inquiry is that we are trying to find out something. Okay. Now what that entails, what that comprises of? So first is, it is a collection, it entails the collection of data. For any kind of research, research is all based on data. In research methodology, yes, we have studied there are various types of data collection methods like primary data, secondary data collection methods. So whenever we are carrying out any type of research, it has to be supported with the data. So collection of data is the first step, followed by documentation of critical information. So whatever is the critical information, meaningful information, important information, that must be documented properly. Now once the data is collected and the information is documented properly, one needs to carry out the analysis of that data. Okay. So you have to properly sort out the data, you analyze that data. Okay. You apply various techniques, various methods, statistical methods you apply on the data. You find out percentage, you find out mean, median, mode, standard deviation, various statistical methods you use. So that we call it as analysis. Now once you do this analysis, then you try to interpret the information. So whatever analysis that you have done, you do the interpretation of that information. What is the chart or figures tell you? That is what the particular XYZ chart shows, that 70%, 75% of the customers are satisfied with the service. This is what is an example of interpretation of your analysis. So that interpretation is conducted, and why this is conducted? This is conducted in association with suitable methodology. So there are various methods of research which are used, and this research is backed by the professional fields and academic disciplines. So most of the research are academic in nature. There are various pharmaceutical research which are undergoing, and in every field there is a research. Medical also there is a research which is conducted, pharmaceutical research, educational research which is conducted, social studies are conducted, environmental research is conducted. So everywhere research is a part of, important a part of our life and business. So that is how we define research. Then one more definition we will see. The research is defined as the creation of new knowledge and the use of existing knowledge in a new or creative way so as to generate new concepts, methodologies, and understanding. So research in actual meaning is that we trying to innovate something new. We are trying to come up with something new knowledge, creation of new knowledge, and we use, existing, whatever is the existing knowledge we have, we use it in new or creative manner, in more innovative manner. We try to apply that knowledge, okay, and then from the old theory, okay, we apply our knowledge to the old theory and then we develop new theory, new concept, new methodologies, and altogether new understanding. So coming up or exploring something new is called as research. Yes, understood? Yes, students, have you understood the meaning of research?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So moving on to the next, the purpose of research, why the research is conducted. So there are various reasons behind the conducting of research. So what are those research reasons or purpose? The first is identify potential of business and new customers. So as far as now we are focusing on business. Now you students are studying MBA. So let us find out, as far as business is concerned, what may be the purpose of the research. So first is to identify the potential of business. Okay, where there is a potential of business. So many organization, they conduct the research for their product. If there is a market potential for XYZ product which the organization is selling or going to sell in the market. So first every organization undertakes the market research study. Okay, so identifying the potential business and also identifying the customer. So you prepare proper questionnaire, you ask various questions to the customer. Are you interested in our product? Would you like to avail the service of our organization? Are you satisfied with the services? If there are existing customer, okay, understand the existing customer and their problems. So if suppose, for example, organization or a business is facing, loss of customers are leaving the organization and they are switching to another brand or another product. So for organizations, they must find out what are the reasons for, what are the reasons behind why the customers are leaving the organization. So understanding existing customers and their problems can be the purpose. Third is develop productive market strategies. So when it comes to organizations profitability, organizations performance, organization always, chalk out various strategies for success. So there are certain marketing strategies the organization may come up with. Okay, effective branding, effective marketing, which marketing channels the company should adopt, which marketing channel is giving more benefit, okay, which marketing channel is attracting more customers. Like that, a study can be conducted and it organization can decide on how to be productive through formulation of various marketing strategies. The next is very obvious, that address the business challenges or issues or problems that the organization is facing. So organization, operates in a very dynamic environment. At a time, organization has various stakeholders. It has suppliers, it has buyers, it has consultant, it has investment bankers are there, okay, lawyers are there, competitors are there. So organization basically it has many supply chain holders, okay, and uh, organizations normally, work in a very dynamic environment. There is a political pressure, political environment, technological environment, financial environment is there. Okay, human resource issues may be there where the organizations are facing the problem, lockouts and like the challenges like we have now, we are battling with the pandemic situation. So the research can be conducted to address, the challenges and issues which are faced by the organizations. And then it also is useful for, to design the business expansion plan with studying the existing pattern of business, how the existing pattern, what improvement can be done in the existing pattern so that the business can be expanded. Okay, and last but not the least, identify new business opportunities. So where are the business opportunities for the expansion, where the import is possible, the export is possible. Okay, so business opportunities is to do with the exporting. So is there any potential, okay, where the new product may be introduced into the market, which new project can be started, which can give the boost to the organization. So like that, business, as I said, it is working in a very dynamic environment. So it is very necessary for the organization to continuously conduct the research activities so that it can, the data which is collected through research can be used for, or it can be used for in a better productive manner for the business success, right? So as far as business, I'm talking just about business right now. So as far as business is concerned, the research is conducted with all these purposes. So 6 purposes I have listed here. Okay, have you understood? Yes, students, the purpose of the research. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it is easy actually, quite easy to understand. Then the next is, what are the characteristics of the research? Okay, so whenever any research is conducted, it has to have certain characteristics. Okay, so what are the characteristics? A good research, it follows a systematic approach to capture accurate data. So whenever any research is conducted, say for example, I'll give you an example of PhD research. Okay, so whenever any student undertakes PhD course, okay, there is a systematic approach which is followed to capture the accurate data. So one has to define the scope first. So objective, what is the objective of the research? Depending on the objective, the researcher has to define the scope of the research, whether the scope of the research is restricted to one locality, one group, one district, or whole state. Then once the sample is decided, then the next is to prepare the proper data collection instrument. So you can collect data using different methods, okay, like primary and secondary. So if we're talking about primary data collection is the data which is collected at first hand, okay, first hand, pure data. So for example, researcher can prepare questionnaire, and that questionnaire he can give to different n number of respondents, okay, customers, people, and then collect the data through the questionnaire. Okay, another method of primary data collection is interviews. So open ended, close ended interviews can be conducted to collect the data. Then the third type of primary data collection method is observation. Okay, because this is first hand collection, so you observe what is going on, how the customers are approaching the bank, for example, how the customers are approaching the bank, how they are interacting to the admin staff there, the banking staff at the reception, what are the complaints of the customer. So all this data is collected, So there is a system which is followed. How many respondents should be there, how the data should be collected, what data instrument should be used, like that. Okay. The next is researcher need to practice ethics and code of conduct while making observations or drawing conclusions. So ethics in research is very important. Okay. Now as far as this PhD research is concerned, any type of research, you should not copy and paste. Okay. There should not be any plagiarism in the research. Research should always be pure. Okay, you invest your time, you invest your efforts, you put in lot of efforts, you try to collect first hand information, and that is what we call it as pure research. Okay, so researcher need to practice ethics in the, there should not be any manipulation of data. See, you can copy the data and then you do here changes some here and there, and then you try to put it that this is your original work. So this is not the ethical practice. Okay, this is not the code of conduct which you should follow. So the research has to have the proper ethics. It should follow proper ethics and it should have proper code of conduct. The next is the analysis is based on logical reasoning and involves both inductive and deductive methods. Okay. Now, whenever the data is collected and there is an analysis which is carried out on the data, it is based on the logical reasoning. Okay. There are various reasoning techniques. Okay. So one of the technique is logical reasoning methods. Okay. Which is mostly used in qualitative type of research. Okay. You apply your experience, you see various examples, you study the human psychology, and then you do the logical reasoning of the data which is collected. Okay, and there are also qualitative, there are research methods. Okay, so inductive and deductive, these are two research methods, so both are followed in the research. So I will be telling you what is inductive and deductive methods in the next slide. Then the next purpose is real-time data and knowledge is derived from actual observations in natural settings. So the researcher always try to capture real-time data. What is happening in real time? Okay, that data is collected. This is not something, there is a historical research also. Okay, in history there is a historical research which is conducted. So you dig out old records, try to find out, what are the reasons and what are the problems faced by the people. Some old type of research that uses the historical data. But real time research are more practical and they can identify real problems. So real time data and knowledge is important, which must be captured. So that is also a good characteristics. Okay. Then the next is there is an in-depth analysis of all data collected so that there is no anomalies associated with it. Okay. Anomalies means deviation. So if once you are collecting the data, then one must carry out in-depth collection, in-depth analysis of that particular data. You just never calculate only the percentage. These many percentage are satisfied, these many percentage are not satisfied. That is very simple type of analysis. So in-depth analysis must be carried out, applying various methods of analysis of data, so that all the analysis techniques should give you same result and there should not be any deviation or anomalies associated with it. Okay. So then the next characteristics is the good research creates path for generating new questions, and existing data helps to create more research opportunities. Okay, so it creates a new path. It existing research gives give the scope for future research. So future the research can be expanded and it can bring more research opportunities to the researcher. The next is it is analytical and uses all available data so that there is no ambiguity in the inference. So research should not be any vague research. It should be very pointed out, it should be very lucrative, and it should be mm, clear. The research should be very clearly stated. There should not be any ambiguity, okay, or confusion. And the last characteristics is accuracy. So accuracy is one of the most critical aspects of the research. The information must be accurate and correct. So you might have heard of the term GIGO, G-I-G-O. What is GIGO stands for? Can anybody tell me? What is GIGO, G-I-G-O? Yes? GIGO, it stands for garbage in, garbage out. GIGO, okay? So if whatever the data you are collected at a first hand, if it is not accurate, then whatever is the input is wrong, it will process the wrong input, your research will process the wrong input, and you will get the wrong output. So accuracy in the very beginning is very important. So whatever the data you are collecting, it must be accurate and correct to have the accuracy to your research. Okay. So these are what? These are all the different characteristics of the research. Yes? Any doubt in this? Have you understood, all of you?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Yeah. Okay, good. Right. Then the next we are going to study is what are different types of research. So there are various types of research like inductive and deductive research, pure and applied research, exploratory research, descriptive research, qualitative and quantitative research. Okay, all these are what? These are different types of research. Okay, so we will look into it one by one. So the first is inductive versus deductive research. Okay, this is the methods of research. So what do you mean by inductive research? So in inductive research, what happens? When researcher take an inductive approach, the researcher start with the set of observations and then they move from one particular experience to a more general set of propositions about those experiences. Okay. So in short, the researcher, you can see in the diagram, the researcher try to gather the data. Okay. Once the data is gathered, the researcher look for the patterns. That is, the researcher perform the analysis on the data, and then on the basis of that analysis, the researcher develop a theory, a generalized theory. So from one particular experience to a one particular experience, the researcher apply the analysis, and then on the basis of that experiment or experience, the researcher develops a generalized theory. That is nothing but called as inductive research. Okay. Then the opposite is deductive research. In deductive research, what happens? The researchers taking a deductive approach take the steps described earlier for inductive research and reverse their order. Okay, it is exactly the reverse of what is inductive. So in this, what they do, there are theories. See, in previous thing, the researcher develop a theory. Okay, now in this deductive, there is a theory as act as an input. So at the input level, there is a theory or hypothesis which is generalized. So that theory is act as an input. So the researcher conducts or collects the data related to that theory. Okay, and then see to it whether this theory is true or false, whether it is applicable, whether it is supporting the hypothesis, whether it is supporting the specific objective of the study or not. That is called as deductive research. So in this, the researchers, they start with the social theory that they find compelling and then test its implication with the data. So they find out first the theory and they try to test the theory in the deductive research. Okay, the researcher studies what others have done. Okay, so researchers, what actually they do, once they identify the theory, they see that what other researchers they have done with regards to theory. So they read various papers, they try to identify more examples related to that theory, more experiments with a particular theory, reads the existing theories of whatever the phenomenon he or she is studying, and then test the hypothesis that emerges from those theories. So it is exactly opposite. In inductive theory, okay, a specific problem or specific experiment is there, experience is there, that experience is analyzed and then the theory is developed on the basis of that experience. Whereas in the deductive, what happens, there is a generalized theory, that their generalized theory is analyzed, the data is collected and then it is used to produce or find out whether it is supporting the hypothesis or specific level of focus is there or not. Yes, that is deductive and inductive research. Then the next type of research is basic and applied research. Okay, what is basic research? Basic research is also known as pure research. Okay, basic research is also known as pure research and it is an original investigation into reasons behind a process, phenomenon or particular event. If some event has happened, okay, so in basic research or pure research, the reasons are identified. Okay, the investigation is carried out to find out about the reasons behind happening of particular event or process. So a basic research basically focuses on generating the knowledge around existing basic principles involved in the process or event. That is called as basic research. Okay, now the basic research is not commercial research. See, many a times what happens whenever the research are conducted, this pharmaceutical research or a business research, these are sponsored research. So there is a sponsored, one sponsor is there and the nature of those research is commercial type of research because they have certain motive behind it and there is a problem which is associated with, okay, and organizations seek to solve that problem. So the nature of research is commercial. But in this type, like basic research, these are considered as non-commercial nature, not associated with any monetary benefit to the researcher because it does not focus on solving the practical problem and has no immediate benefit on the way it can be applied. So these are not actually applied, but they are just tested. Okay, it is just an investigation to find out the reasons. Okay, and it does not focus on solving the problem as such. Okay, for example, a researcher may try to investigate a molecular structure of the material. So it is just a research to find out what is the molecular structure of particular material or particular metal, for example. Okay, physical research, physics research. Now on the other hand, there is applied research. Now in applied research, what happens? Applied research basically investigates well-known theories and principles. And why it is studied? to enhance the knowledge around the practical aim. So applied research, they have certain practical aim. Whatever the research outcome of this applied research is, that is applied in the real time to solve the problem and take the immediate action. Okay, so applied research are also sometimes called as action research, because of this applied research focuses on solving the real life problem by deriving knowledge which has immediate application. So whatever the outcome of the research is, that is applied to solve the problem. So that is why it is called as applied research. Say we take the same example. In the previous type of basic research, say the example was a researcher may try to investigate the molecular structure of the material. Now in this, a person may undertake applied research to investigate whether they can modify the molecular structure of the material. It's not just only studying the structure of the material, but to see to it that if it can change, a person can change the properties, or what we can say, molecular structure of the material. So this is what is applied research. Some experimentation is carried out, some problems are identified, and then solutions, trial and error is carried out to see if it is changing the molecular structure of the material. So this is the example of applied research. Yes, understood what is the difference between the basic and the applied research? Applied research is applied, try to find out the solution to the problem, okay, and solve the real life problems. Whereas in basic research, we just try to identify the reasons and take out the investigation, okay. No application is there. Yes, have you understood, students?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then the next type of research is quantitative versus qualitative research. So we are coming to our topic. Our subject is qualitative research methods. So what is the difference? First we will study what is quantitative research. Okay. Now as the name indicates, quantitative. So quantitative research basically quantifies your research. You can put forth the research finding in terms of numbers, in terms of relationship, these many percentage, that many percentage. You can do, you can define the variable, you can perform the statistical analysis, you can analyze the numerical data. So this type of research is the research where you collect the data through the questionnaire, and that you are able to transfer it in the numerical format in the analysis of data through the statistical analysis techniques. Okay, so quantitative research is a method that collects and analyzes numerical data through statistical analysis. It allows us to quantify variables, then identify or uncover the relationship between the variables, and make the generalization across the larger population. So for example, you study the characteristics of one district or 4 districts, okay, and then you make the generalized statement about the state, Maharashtra state, for example. Okay, so that is nothing but identifying, studying the few quantities for few limited scope, and then make the generalized statement. So as a result, quantitative research is often used in all scientific fields, okay, natural, physical science, biology, engineering, education, computer science, finance, medical, pharmaceutical. All these uh, studies are in quantitative nature, because you can collect the information numerically in numbers, okay, and then you can put it in the SPSS software, and then you can perform the analysis of that data. So that is what quantitative research. And then we coming to the qualitative research. Now what is qualitative research? So as the name indicates, what is qualitative research? It is the research which is associated with studying the quality. Okay, studying the quality of whichever variable involved in the study. So it is a method that enables non-numerical data collection. Okay. Now that is why the qualitative research is most difficult to conduct. Okay, because you cannot quantify. है ना? Say for example, how beautiful is the girl? Can you say 10%, 100%, 90%? We don't know. So we can only scale on the basis of, let's say, 0 to 10. We can give the rating, okay, to the beauty or to the intelligent. How intelligent is the person? 10% intelligent, 90% intelligent? No. Okay, so we give the scale, and then on the scale we can try to give the scaling. So give, if the person is more intelligent, you can give the rating of 9 or 10. If he or she is not, then you can give the rating of 2 or 3, like that. So there are certain characteristics which we are not able to quantify, okay, which we are not able to put it in the numeric format, that we study using the qualitative research. Okay, so that is why it is said that these are nothing but the methods that enables non-numerical data collection through open-ended methods, not close-ended. Okay, open-ended methods such as interviews, case studies, focus groups. Okay, all these methods we are going to study in the third chapter. Okay, what are different methods? So open-ended methods or open-ended interviews are there, where the interview structure is not fixed. फॉर एक्झाम्पल म्हणजे कोणते प्रश्न विचारायचे हे फिक्स नसतं. सो इंटरव्ह्यूअर ही अप्लाइज हिज ओन स्किल्स, and how the interviewee is replying. On the basis of that replies, interviewer may ask further question, explore further question, make the new questions on the spot. So that is why it is called as open ended. Okay, so it enables researcher to collect the data on personal experiences, feelings or behaviors, as well as the reasons behind them. So in qualitative type of research, what we study, qualitative type of research are nothing but the research which is undertaken in the field of social studies, social science, psychology, philosophy, okay, all these fields, because these are the nothing but disciplines which talk about the qualitative nature. Social science, psychology of the mind, philosophy, okay. So these are so qualitative research is conducted in these all fields: social science, psychology and philosophy. Okay, and in these fields we try to study, the researcher try to study the personal experiences, feelings, behaviors of a person. If a person has behaved in particular manner, what are the reasons behind them? So the person is interviewed in depth. There are various sessions which are conducted with the respondents, and the data is collected, which is non-numeric in nature, which is in textual format. तुम्हाला कसं वाटतं, तुमचं काय ओपिनियन आहे, okay, questions like this which are very difficult to quantify. You cannot put all these answers in the numbers. So the qualitative research studies are the most difficult to conduct and carry out. Okay, so have you understood what is the nature of quantitative research and qualitative research? Yes.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the time, by the way?
It's 4:57.
Okay, so we shall stop now. Okay, is it okay?
Yeah.
Right, so we will stop, then in next lecture we will continue with the types of research. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Fine. Okay. If no doubts are there, then I declare the lecture is over. You can leave the meeting.